Hello, dear Margit. I am very, very thankful that you had time for us today and that we are here today to do this talking, this meeting. And yeah, we are all very happy to have you here tonight with us. Hello.
Hi, Nikolai. I'm also very happy and honored that you were inviting me and glad to be here with you all and looking forward for a nice time with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dear Margit, can you please introduce yourself? Afterwards, I would like also to say some introductional words, but first I would like to give you the word to you so that you can introduce yourself by yourself. Tell us, what are you doing and since when you are doing it?
Okay, so what I'm doing since when? That's a good question. Because looking back, I do it already since a young age. And I was born in Austria. And I was already as a child very sensitive and open for seeing things differently, asking many questions, and didn't really get answers in these times. So when I was a teenager, I was getting very much depressed actually to because I could see that the world is not what it looks like. I was having a lot of questions, no answers, and but actually in this time, the first I had the first contact to my spirit guides, to my ancestors, and yeah, that was in my teenager years when I started also the first drawings because the only thing I could feel when I draw these symbols, and now I know it's languages, but I didn't know that when I was a teenager, that I feel better. So the depression is going away. I feel better. I understand more. And so I was drawing as a teenager for 1, 2 years, the symbols on and off. And yeah, then life was coming in again with, school, finding a job. But I always was doing meditations and looking for answers in astrology and numerology and many other things. And 2016, actually, it started with a big vision again. Um, what I'm doing is channeling symbols, templates, light languages, which are coming from, they call it as the collective of the diamond sun or the heart of the diamond sun. And it's actually about the purity where we're all coming from. And the purpose of all the symbols I'm channeling is to help humanity, to help the earth, to involve in the expansion of the consciousness. Um, these symbols I'm channeling, they are all light anchors. So wherever they are, if it's the originals, if it's prints, they are like light anchors which are helping the earth and the people and every living being to get easier through the process we just have. And and because these symbols are so multidimensional, they are so they can be used for many things, but only like we would say good things. It's just pure things. They're coming from purity, and this purity nobody can mess around. On, I said, 2016, I had a vision where I saw a portal, where a white portal where all the symbols were coming out. And in this moment, I tried to understand and to catch it, but there was a voice coming like, don't try to understand it. It's much too big. Just be open and receive it. And a few weeks later, after this vision, I started with the first light languages. And this time I also didn't really understand what happened, but I could feel it's important and the energy about it. And so they are really working with me in a way like when they know I can understand more, I get information, and then I work with this information, I get more symbols, and then there's another information coming in. Actually, they know me quite well. That means sometimes, I'm stubborn or I want to have too much. So they're always keeping me, they always know how much I can handle, which is really good because we know we sometimes try to do too much or force it on ourselves. Yeah.
So you had this experience where you had this portal, and from this portal, all the symbols start coming to you.
Yes, and it's
and can you tell us what happened next?
After the symbols were coming?
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, the portal was a white portal, and it's actually an unending reality where it comes from. And I said it's about the purity. What happened next was actually I was allowed to step into the portal, into this reality, which is like, it's brilliant white light. And I could, if there is something like different shades of white, I cannot explain it differently, but it was like homecoming. And I said, I think 3 months later, I was really starting, I could see them flowing through my body the whole time. But there are too much, also unending symbols. So you cannot really grab everything at once. And after 3 months, I started with the first language, which was not so complicated. It was like you learning the ABC kind of thing. And then it was getting bigger and bigger and more complex, and much more geometry was coming in. And yeah, that's what happened. So, and I said in the beginning, I asked questions, I got answers, but then for them, it was important. The first symbols I made were 222 symbols. And they had to be finished until February 2022. So they were kind of busy with me that I get that all done until this date. And these symbols are still with me. I don't know if I will give them out into the public one time. Just now they say no. But then they said, okay, they bring other symbols which I can share with the people.
May I interrupt you here in this place, because this is the funny story how we both get known each other. We were both in Netherlands, in Holland, on a shamanic ceremony. It was called spiritual sorcery. I check it. It was a meeting from shamans all over the world in Holland, and we did some energetical grid work with activation of for the Mother Earth. And during the break, I was outside, and you were speaking with my Dutch friend, and we came into discussion. And in one moment, you just had these cards you were speaking right now in your hands. At the moment, there were I think about more than 100 for sure. And I asked you, may I see them? And you gave me the cards for a moment. And when I start looking on these cards, these extraterrestrial symbols, amazing. I never had till this moment so anything so different, so many variations, so many symbols, so many also languages, so many geometries that are not just copy paste from somebody else, but really, really unique. And yeah, and we started the discussion on, about it, how you received them, how it happened, and you told me on this day that there are some more symbols coming, and one day there will be maybe the cards for the public. And since that day, I'm in contact with you. It's I found it out. It was 2017.
Yeah.
And since then we known each other, and since then I was waiting for these cards, and then sometime later I discovered on your website that you had these pictures, these drawings of the diamond sun, and they catch my attention. And now we're here. I have already some of your prints. I bought some of your prints. I have your last product, this amazing reality creature sessions with the cards. We can speak later about them also. And I also have a symbol from you that I have as tattoo, and a bigger symbol that will get tattooed on my skin in the next time. So just for the people listening us, a short story how we met. And I would like also to say something about your work. I know many people, or many is too big word. I know some people who channel symbols, but the quality and the deepness of your work is really amazing, really amazing.
Thank
And
you.
I can just say you're channeling not only symbols, you're channeling portals. Uh, uh, if somebody asks me what is doing Margit, I will just say she's channeling portals. And as you said, if you have a print or you have the original, it doesn't matter. You have a portal in your hands, right?
That's right, because that's what this with the symbols, they're so multidimensional that you can use it for many things. That's also the thing. I had a problem. I told them the diamond sang. I asked them, how should I call this symbol or that symbol, you know? And they said, actually, we will not give you a headline or, you know, a word for that, because on Earth, our language is so overused, and, you know, everybody has a different experience with, let's say, the word love, for example, okay, or freedom. Everybody has a different experience, a different feeling about it. And so if I would say now this is the symbol for freedom, I would cage it. I would so somebody
You
would
will
say,
limit it maybe
I would
also.
really say, so exactly that is the word. I would limit it. I would break it down in something which is not, because it's multidimensional. And so this symbol can mean for everybody something different. But working with the law of attraction, you know, when you're attracted to something, when you're drawn to something, there's something for you, there's something calling you. It's you're getting remembered who you really are, and the connection you have to all these beautiful star beings and multidimensional beings and interdimensional beings. And there are so many beings which are working out of the purity of their heart for the good of all. And how I said, the main, if you, I have three words to say what is the main purpose: is oneness, is purity, is equality, and the beauty which we are all. And we are coming out of this purity, but then we forget where we're coming from and what we really are, and that we are these spiritual beings, these light beings in this physical body, and not the other way around. And so they are like, you can say they are mirrors, they are portals, and everybody is discovering something different. I had a friend, she got the symbol, and then she's not so much actually in star nations or star beings. And it was a funny story, because she called me 1.5 weeks later, and she said, you know, I did just a ceremony, and suddenly out of your symbol there were beings from Actors coming. And I said, yeah, that could be. And she said, and what I'm doing now is it's like a phone, you know, and if they're coming out to you, that means you're related to them somehow. They are not coming for nothing, and they want to work with you. They're not necessarily teaching, but they want to work with you together, because it's all for the benefit of the greater good here. And so these symbols are, and it's also for myself, because I try to understand every single symbol. But I said, I think until now I made over 300 symbols. And if I would try to understand with my physical mind every symbol, I would sit with one symbol for a long, long time alone. And so it's for me like one of my purposes to get them down here on earth as light anchor, and for the people which find them, that they can work with them, and they will maybe discover much more things. And how Nikolai said, there are so many light languages. I don't know every single word, but it's about the whole thing. You can feel the vibration coming from the frequency, coming from the symbol, and everybody would pick something different up, and everything is okay, everything is fine, everything is right for this person.
Margit, everything you said is totally correct. I totally agree with you. And I think if somebody possess a symbol from you, like when we're speaking of symbols, we are speaking not of one single small symbol. We are speaking of the huge portal you have downloaded. And for myself, there is almost unlimited possibilities with it. You can use it as a healing tool. You can use it to download another tools, to download another energies. You can use it to learn from it. It is, like you said, multidimensional tool. I see them like tools, and I have many of them now here. And amazing, amazing. And on this moment, I would like to ask you if you would like to show us your latest works behind you. Can you maybe take one, or just bring them to the camera?
Okay, so this was now the last few weeks coming through. It's working, and it's also like I see them. When I concentrate, I can see them in the ether.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always moving. It's not like they're standing still, they are always transforming. Nothing is standing still. It's always transforming, always moving. So, and then most time I start with a circle or a line. There's not, most of the time, not really, that I know exactly how it looks at the end, because I said it's moving the whole time. And like here, and then when I finish it, I see, okay, we have an 8-star here, we have the 16 circles here. So you can work a little bit also with numbers if you want. And they work also a lot with the frequency of the colors. So the most of the time we have black, white, gold, and silver. And now we have here blue, that's also coming in very often. And they changing their vibration also with the light. So at the daylight, you can see completely different things as when in the night, or when the light is dimmer, which surprises me also very often, because I make one and then I have it standing here, and then the light is shining different, and I have a completely different energy suddenly here.
Amazing.
This is, I said, the last one. And we try to get the back without. And this was one, I think you saw it already, but now it's the stone. There's onyx in it.
Now it is more finished. I think
Yeah,
I saw it.
exactly. Now the onyx was missing.
The stone.
Yeah, the stone, exactly.
Yeah, with the whole codes. I know that the camera cannot catch all the details because there are many small details inside of the painting. And we will show, or we will blend in also some of your works,
Exactly. That's a good
so that
idea.
people
That's
can see
perfect.
it in better quality.
Yeah, yeah.
And on your current website, there are two paintings, there are two symbols in higher quality, so people can see it, and a catalog of the paintings, of the download symbols. People, watcher who wants to receive can receive through email contact from you and can order. So basically, let's speak about this. You have the originals at your home, and you have digitalized them, and people can order from you a print, right?
Exactly. You can order prints, and also, of course, the most of the originals are for sale, so you can also buy them. Sometimes I have, but then I also not showing them for the moment. I have to make symbols also for ceremony again, for ritual, like I did with the 222. So, and then I have to keep them in my house until the ritual is finished with them. And then I just look at this because there's one standing, which I have to make a ritual with it. And then it's also for sale. So that is how it works.
And you have also, because I ordered some from you, you had it in different sizes. And can you please tell us more about your last project with the cards? I also would like
Yeah.
to offer to the visitors, to the participants of my retreat 2025 in Bulgaria. But can you speak a little bit about these symbols? And maybe if you have the cards near to you, you can show us
I
some of
just was
them.
scrapping them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have some of the symbols here in my room. I work with the cards and I'm so impressed. But really, I would like to hear your introduction, your explanation, please.
Okay. So it always starts with a thought or with a, like I can feel the push that I have to sit down and start with a symbol. And like always in the beginning, I know it's important, but I don't know where it goes really from there. And it started actually with this here. It was the first symbol I got with the triangle
With the
and
number
light
3.
languages. And you can see in the middle, it's always there's this black where everything is coming out. So that was the first one, and then I finished that, and I said, okay, triangle, working with geometry, working with number 3. I said, yeah, and now we make the next one, which is a square. Okay. Then I did that, and then I figured, okay, we go through the numbers or the geometries, like, triangle, square, 5-star, pentagram, and so on. And so I went through that. That's number 4, for example. They're all on a A2 paper, black paper, paint drawn. And um, and then they told me, okay, now you have to make not only the geometry, but also you have to make the numbers 1 and 2. Like this is number 1, for example. And 2, and then we need 2 0 points because it always starts with 0 coming out of the nothingness of the one mind of the source from everything, and at the end it goes back to it. Or you could also say when you finish one cycle you were expanding the next cycle. It's like breathing in, breathing out. So I had at the end 11 cards, And then they told me, okay, now you can work with them in a very practical way also. You can make a card set, you can draw a card and say this for, okay, set your intention of what you want to have, what you don't want to transform, where you need an answer, what you want to need help with. And then you get the geometry. Let's say you draw the number, let's say 8. And you can meditate with the number 8. You can meditate with the geometry on it. Because we need geometry in its physical realities to hold energy. That's all about geometry. Or you could put a glass of water on it and drink it. The water is programmed then with the information of the number 8 and its geometry. That's one thing you could work with. The other thing is you can make your own number code. I don't know how much you know about number codes, which is very nice to work with. And you can draw a few cards and create to what you need help for or want to transform your own number code. You can then write your number on your hand, on a piece of paper, lay it somewhere on your altar, meditate with it, write it into your aura. Also broken water with the number code. There are many possibilities. And the thing is how just to see what is meant with, oh yeah, okay. I said it always starts with this black middle point, which is the source, is the one mind where we're all coming from, everything. And then there's in this state, there is no colors, there's no geometry, there's no form, there's only consciousness, pure consciousness. And then this pure consciousness starts to expand into our realities where we need suddenly, we have frequencies, we have geometry, we have light languages, and this is like always like, that's why the reason it's always start with the black point in the middle, and then it's expanding out, becoming reality, physical reality. Yeah, and that's fun. It's fun to work with it actually.
I was also thinking, for example, on the numerology in general sense. For example, if one person has a big soul connection, for example, with a specific number, for example, 7 or 9, and you can then have, for example, this card, or you can connect with this number and with your soul number. Or like in my case, I have not only the cards, but I also bought some of the bigger prints, and I see I meditate on some of of these number symbols, and I see, for example, I love the symbol 7, and when I just look on the bigger print of the 7, I see how my thinking, how my consciousness start to structure is in specific ways. Something is happening. I consciously, I don't have not of course a clear explanation what is happening, but I know it's working, and I like the way I feel after I have connected to this source of energy. So it is so multi-dimensional. Therefore, the people who are watching us now, it is not just another set of cards, like there are nowadays thousands of set of cards, tarot cards, or cards for trying to get connected to seeing the future or the timelines. For me, your cards, Margit, really, you can work with them creating tools. You can work with every single card connecting to deeper sources of the God creation, and you can use them for meditation in so many ways. Just amazing. I really love them.
I'm also learning always. And I had now the experience, or let's say a friend told me, that she has a symbol from me, a bigger one, and she was going through some emotions and transformations, and she couldn't really handle, or she didn't know exactly what to do with it. And then she had the idea, she took the symbol and was laying it on her body, and she said it was like, that's her words, more or less, it was like keys opening things and transforming things. And she could see that how the symbols, the light languages were working with her system, and which worked quite well for her. So I was like, oh, that's also an idea. I didn't think about it. And it's nice to hear that the people, that's also like, I think the symbols are like, they are living beings, and then they are working with you, they are communicating with you, how you can work with them, how you can act with them, and how you together maybe can create something beautiful. Because it's the other thing, we are all creation beings, we are beings of creation, and from our source, from where we're coming from, what we want to create is beauty, beauty in every aspect. You, and that's our being, you know. And this and to how to create beauty, how you create your own peace, your own freedom. That's also why it's nice to have your own number code. You know, there are many number codes which really work very well, but it was like your number code for freedom or abundance or whatever you want to create can be completely different as the number code from the next person. And I'm all about individuality. Like, we are coming from one source, it's like really we are one, uh, but we are expression, the expression of this oneness is so different from everybody. And I like that we are coming from one source, but we are all different in beautiful ways, in amazing ways. And there's nothing to compare with each other. It's more like seeing the beauty and the uh, yeah, brilliance in everybody. And that what also I like on the symbols, because they are never the same. They are like, I can make like this and this, and then oh, I have here one more which you liked a lot last time, and then something like this is coming in.
I love this symbol. I really love this symbol.
No,
This is amazing. This is for me starship system.
yeah,
Can you take
and
it a little bit behind so that we can see the whole
yeah,
size? Yes, please. Thank you.
that's
Amazing.
and that's what for me is also surprising. It's like I can, so it's like the symbols, they're coming in, they're always there. Actually, I could sit down now and start one. That's not the problem. But sometimes there's really a urge to make one. And of course, sometimes there's really the intention of, okay, you have to make, there's maybe a big sunstorm, or there's like a big event happening on Earth, which most likely I don't know about it. And I've started to make a symbol, and then I hear, okay, it started this, I started the symbol exact on this day or in this time. And I know, okay, that was like to help it anchor better. And but I said it's not only for that, it's multidimensional anyway. So it's not only for this time, it's going farther.
So I would like to additionally say that I think this is my deep conviction that your work is really so important that one day the symbols you are creating now, they will be all over the world. I'm sure at the moment you have done this work, I will just say like this a little bit secretly, because it is not so easy to find you in the internet, or to
Right.
find you in Austria, or to know that you create these specific tools.
Mm-hmm.
But as we spoke also privately, it's time that these symbols go now around through the world, and I'm sure in the coming years and months, your symbols will start spreading around. And on this topic, I will just would like again to say to the speakers from Bulgaria, that if you want to learn more about the symbols, Margit will have in the near future a new website with all of the symbols easily to be ordered. But of course, till the website is done, you can connect Margit through email and buy or order some of the symbols or prints or the cards. And something really new came after a channeling session between you and your higher self through me, is that there is something new coming in your work, and it is doing a tattoos, right?
Now I didn't understand. I couldn't hear it really. What we are doing?
There is something new that came through the channeling with your higher self, and it is the tattoo that you.
The tattoo. Sorry, excuse me. Yes, now I didn't hear it right now.
Yeah, okay, no problem. So that the ability not only to channel multidimensional portals that general for a higher amount of people, for a greater amount of people, but also to be very specific, very personal, so that you can channel a symbol for a very specific person.
Exactly. Now I'm starting with that. It will be also, like you said, a symbol with when you tell me, also I need your intention, what you want to bring into your life, and then I can create a symbol for you. This also will be in the website how big or I can create them, because it takes a while to make them. So it will also be a waiting list, let's say it in this way. And how Nikolai said, to make tattoos. I'm just starting to do that, and also this will take a while. So if somebody's interested, let's say in this dimension I'm working with, there's no time, and it can go fast that you have it in a few days or weeks, or it can also take longer, but that's not really on me. It's really like how the frequencies are and the energies, how it's coming in. Yeah, exactly.
And I just would like to share something with the audience, that during this channeling, there was a general information that came through your higher self that I can share with the people, that, and it was a knowledge that I actually knew, but it was a very good summarized by your higher self. And it is the information and the understanding that once you have a symbol, equal what of symbol, that is permanently done on your skin, and it influence you and your body system on the cellular level, and it influence you 24/7, 24 hour every single day. And once you have a symbol on your body permanently as tattoo, and it is like the permanent installation. Nowadays we will have a download of an application for your smartphone, but it's more complicated. It's a multidimensional program you install into your body, soul, spirit system, and that's work that is part of the body from this time till you have here a 3D body. And what your higher self also said is, when this is done consciously, so not unconsciously, you are on vacation and you see a symbol that you don't know about how it is, who have done it, and just for fun you let it receive a tattoo from this symbol. But when you do this receiving of a tattoo of a symbol very consciously, it is like getting a really high degree upgrade activation in your system. And yeah, so it is, I would like to say it is a great opportunity for the people who are listening now to us. If you feel connected to this offer, yeah, you can connect Margit. They can connect you, and I'm sure you will have very fast a long waiting list because the work and what you're doing is so amazing, and it's take physical time in this dimension, right?
Yeah, and it's physical time, and it's also like I don't do anything if not the energy is right. So it is really like if I feel there's like maybe I'm tired also, or something. It's like I'm not sitting down if I'm not in the right field and energy, but also it's a little bit funny because these beings which working I'm working with, there's really no time for them. So they are not in a hurry at all. And I can ask them and I get the information for sure. But sometimes it's like not now. It's like in a week or in a month. And I had to learn to be patient. And I'm not really a very patient person normally. But I learned, okay, it's the right time when the frequency is right, and it's the right time when the information is coming in, and not earlier. And if I try to force it, it will not gonna work at all. So, and I said this beings, and there's so many. It's like a big family of all kinds of star beings and interdimensional, multidimensional beings. They are like but as I said, they take the time because there's no time for them. And
Yeah, and this remembers me on a funny story that I had. I ordered a shaman drum from a shaman drum maker from the Netherlands,
yeah.
and the woman was professional. She's doing this the last 20 years, and I thought, okay, I will order the shaman drum. I choose the skin, and I know she told me she's making the shaman drum with intention, so she prepared me. It will take some time. And then after 3, 4 months, I decide to ask, yeah, how much long time it will get, because I thought in 1 to 3 months it should be finished.
Mhm.
And then she just informed me it will take as much time it will take. Because she said she's only working on my shaman drum when my shaman drum is calling her. And
Mhm.
if my shaman drum is not calling her, the energy is not flowing, like you said, she's
Mhm.
not working on this. And it took a half an year at the end, but I knew it was the time that this shaman drum has to be done. It was finished in exact the time, not on my time understanding, but on the time understanding of the drum and of the maker.
Mhm.
So I totally understand, but I would wanted to share this little story
Yeah.
because we people, the normal people, often think that things like this can be done whenever you want, but actually it is done when it is done
And I learned, yeah,
in the speed, how the energy is flowing, how it is going. It was every single time different, right?
yeah, exactly. And it's like I learned it my way because I said I'm not the most patient sometimes. And then, you're sitting on a symbol and you're thinking, and it's flowing great. And then you have to stop coming and you are like, oh no, one thing more because it's just was flowing so great. And you screw it up immediately if you do this one thing more because it was not there anymore, the energy. So after a few times of being really mad about myself that I didn't listen, I learned to listen more. And that means, yeah, the time is there when the time is there. Exactly how you said.
I would like to ask you some questions just out of curiosity, because I think the people who watch your work, and I saw more than the our audience, are asking themselves, how exact are you perceiving them? Are you going in some kind of trance? Do you see them like a projection on them?
Actually, how I said, they are always there. If I now sit there and just concentrate, it's like a projection. I can see them in the ether moving, and so they are always there. So that's not the thing. I sometimes when they have then no simple template has to be made exactly for now because the energy needs an anchor which is coming in, then I can feel this urge. You have to sit down and start, you know. It's literally like this urge. I get really. I have to sit down. I have to sit down. I have to start. It doesn't matter what, and it can be also at 10 o'clock in the evening. At least make a few lines already, you know. Just get the energy starting. Um, and and then the other thing is like, I mean, I can, the thing is I could do it the whole time, but it's also like I have to look at my physical body because these frequencies, they're moving through my body then the whole time. And I can feel then I get overwhelmed, or sometimes it's just a few points, dots I do, and I'm like, okay, wow, now the whole symbol starts to move already. And also my physical eyes say sometimes, so that's enough now. I cannot look at it anymore. It's too much. But actually if I just stop here and I can see them moving everywhere. So they are everywhere. Everything is there in the ether. And sometimes I have this push when it's really urgent. And otherwise, then I know there's like with the um, geometry cards, which I call then codes of creation. Um, when I start, it's like a series, and I know, okay, we are now in a series. We make now at the end 11 paintings, and now then I really be for a few weeks or months only busy with these paintings. Then I do one and I lay it on the side and do the other one and do the other one. So I don't have really to meditate for them. They are there. They are there, and I'm in tune with them the whole time.
I have a short another question. Did you ever have perceived some kind of a music or a frequencies when you see them?
Yeah. When I make them, when I draw them, I catch me sometimes singing, humming, making some noises, you know. So there is because everything is frequency at the end. So every light symbol, every light language is at the end as frequency. Also, we know geometry has a frequency to it. So actually, it's everything is sound. So and I can say when I draw them, suddenly I'm in a kind of trance, but I'm still very conscious what's going on. But sometimes I can find out, oh, I'm just singing or chanting or humming something. Yes, there's music with it or sound with it.
Margit, we're going in at the end of our talk today, and at the end, I would like. I'm sure there will be maybe another talk with you with deeper questions, maybe with questions also from the audience. But at the end, I would like to ask you some questions about your other work. On your website, I can see that you're offering also intuitive coaching.
Yeah.
Access bars treatments.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask you, can you tell us which which work are you offering more, or are still they actual? So if people would like to have an intuitive coaching with you, are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Is
So
it
it's
still
like,
something you offer?
yeah, the thing is, I stopped. It's still there on the website, but I will take it down slowly. The access pass is a nice tool, but it's like you have to come here, so you have to be there present. You cannot make a distance session with that really. And the intuitive coaching, I will do sometimes, but I think with the time I will take it down because the symbols are much too strong and I really have to go for that. We see, maybe it's coming back on one time, but just now I will slowly take them down. The access spa for sure, because I said you have to come there and it's just not time for that anymore. The coachings we could do with Zoom or but
I would like to ask you, now I have a question I would like to ask you. It is coming into my mind because coaching, we're speaking about coaching. And is it possible, for example, if somebody has some kind of a problem, and is it possible that you can download a symbol who can help him with this problem? For example, it can be something in the relationship, it can be something in the family, it can be a personal topic. Can you imagine something like this?
It would be more than a rune, kind of a rune, like a more simple thing, like
Yeah, like a rune,
yeah,
right?
like a rune, like a more like a rune, like a simple version of a symbol, which actually rune is the composition of a whole symbol. It's holding a whole reality, a rune at the end. I would have to think about that.
Because it's just interesting.
Possible as everything, and I said these things like if it's only for one problem, there's a rune or a light symbol which is coming in, which is more would be more. When I say easy, it's more not so complex. It's just yeah.
Yeah. Because I thought you said you will not have the time for intuitive coaching. You concentrate on the symbols, and I just had this idea. Maybe somebody would like to describe you some patterns, maybe of behavior or maybe addiction, something that the person is struggling with, and maybe you can say if it's possible to download for this person a specific code so that can help him or her with this problem. It was just some spontaneous idea.
For sure, because there's for everything is like there's a solution for everything, yeah, I just would have really to look into it.
Yeah, maybe it is on a personal basis, also a personal decision from person to person, right? It was just a spontaneous idea because yeah, because it's very interesting if something like this can be also possible.
Yeah, I mean,
I would like also to introduce something we have spoken. It is still not actual, but we've spoken that one day we will have activation sessions together.
Yeah, that would be really great.
With so that we can do maybe a retreat or workshop with you and with me, and we can open the portals and we can work together. And I will be very happy to work with you and to work with the people who want to participate also in our session.
I would really like that because how you said, since the first time we met, we have a really nice connection and always a lot to talk and to discover each other. And I think that's a really good thing to connect the energies. And it's also the time for connections and come together. And let's see what we can do for the future. We for sure keep the people updated, what is coming into our minds and into our hearts for them. And yeah, we will do that.
Yeah, we end our conversation today with this announcement. So in the next future, we don't know when, but it will happen. And till then, I hope that you download more and more beautiful codes, I'm sure, for this. And yeah, thank you very much for your time, Margit. Thank you very much for your explanations, for your introductions. And I hope that this video reaches the people who need your work and would like to connect with you.
I'm really thankful to be here, and that you took the time, and the people which see it, I wish them all the best, and happy to hear from them if they feel interested or a connection. And yeah, thanks a lot again, and see you another time.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.